Hey everybody, this is Steven with Av8r Gamez. I'd like to welcome you to my new YouTube channel. Today I would like to tell you a little bit about myself and about Av8r Gamez and the direction I would like to take it. A little bit about myself. I am 37. I live in Texas. I was born in Camden, New Jersey, but I was raised in Oceanside, California, just north of San Diego. I started my programming journey back in 97, 98. My computer applications teacher, he introduced me to Microsoft Visual Basics. And I was actually making little programs, small programs for people to use on America Online or AOL. Didn't really care for it. Kind of discouraged me from doing computer applications, and then trying to actually learn how to code. Looking at the actual code itself, kind of scared me off. So I stopped doing that. I wanted to be a software engineer for Microsoft at the time. That's all I could think about doing. Until that happened. But as you can see, that didn't happen. So here I am at 37, and I actually found this tutorial about Game Maker Studio, and I became fascinated. So I started experimenting with it, and that was back in 2016. I wish that someone back then, when I was 16, 17 years old, could have steered me in that direction, because I love it. I like making games better than playing games, But anyway, been doing that off and on for about 2 years now. I finished my first game called Space Blitz. I'm going to release it soon to Mac and Windows. I was trying to do it on Linux, but there's something wrong with the sound, so I'm going to hold off on it. But anyway, when I first started, I tried to do real big projects, and I kept failing. I kept having to put them on hold, let me try something else. And I found this blog talking about mistakes that new developers make when they first start, and it was real interesting. And he said one of the biggest mistakes that new developers make is they try to make games that they play, or games that they like, but they lack the skill to make them. And that's what happened with me. I had about 4 or 5 games that's been put on the back burner. But I will make them eventually. In the past 2 years, I have gained a lot of knowledge. I'm currently working on learning C# so I can work with Unity. I know how to use Unity's interface. It's freaking awesome. But C#, when I first started, I was like, wow, I'm not ready for this. This is too difficult. I'm like, I don't want nothing to deal with this. I want something easy, and I stuck with Game Maker. But after using Game Maker, for these past couple years, I've learned stuff like how to use if statements and for loops, enumerators and stuff like that, while statements, and just a whole bunch of stuff I didn't know back then. And now that I'm trying to learn C#, it's actually easier, and I'm like, wow, this, I wish I would have took the time to do this, back then. But here I am, and I'm moving on. So my one of my goals is I would like to create a flight simulator. Everybody who knows me, they know that I love aviation. I received my pilot policy certificate back in 2006. Worked very hard for it. Paid out my own pocket. I'm very proud of that. No one can take that away from me. I always will have that skill, and I haven't used it that much. So the next best thing is Flight Simulator. I've been using Flight Simulators, or Microsoft Flight Simulator, since version 4. And, I believe that was back like in 93, 94 or whatever. But I've had every single version from 4 and up. So I would love to eventually have the skill to make one of those and find some like-minded developers that want to take on that project with me. But before that, this is probably going to happen before I can tackle that goal. I would like to open a store like Starbucks, but it'll be geared towards gamers and people in tech, or nerds. I'm a big nerd. ain't no shame in saying that. But anyway, I want to create a place where people can come, they can chill, have coffee, little snacks, have conversations, take advantage of the free internet. I'll have sections where I'll have like sections for where you can set up your laptop, or I'll have 40 or 50-inch TVs, and people can bring their PS4s or Xbox Ones, and they can play and have like weekly Madden competitions or whatever is hot at that time, But I still have to plan that out a little bit more. But that's, like I said, that's one of the things I want to accomplish with Av8r Gamez. But like I said, for right now, I'm just trying to learn, trying to grow. I'm going to be making games. One of the things I'm aiming to do is making games to where you set the price. If you like it, show some love. You go to my Patreon, sign up, or you'll be able to pay me direct through PayPal. Like I said, if you don't like it, hey, you didn't pay a dime for it. I'm tired of buying a new game that was hyped up so much. Looks real good, and you get it, and it's a big flop. A lot of these games are very buggy, or they make a game and it's barely playable, and then, or it doesn't have that many features, but then they release a DLC and they charge you like $30, $40 or $60 or $100, whatever, and it's full of stuff that should already been in the game. To me, that's sneaky, or it's just, I don't want to do that. I don't want Av8r Gamez to be like that. If I release a game and it happened to be $60, $70, you best believe, I'm gonna bring it. Shoot, it's gonna have be full of features. I want to release it with not that many bugs. My current beta release for or my beta testing, Space Blitz, the people that tested only found 5 bugs. That's awesome. Shoot, that makes me feel good. I did a good job. But anyway, I don't ever want to release DLCs. To me, that's just taking advantage of your customers. If I believe if your customers like what you have, they're gonna pay for it, and they're gonna show you the love, and they're gonna give you the money for it. So, but yeah, that's basically what I want to do with Av8r Gamez for right now. And so I guess the next couple of videos I'm going to do some tutorials for GDevelop for any of you guys who are kind of like me, who's interested in making games, but didn't want to really didn't really want to jump into like learning a language like C#. GDevelop, it's easy. It can be complicated too, but I also eventually will do some tutorials on GameMaker and maybe even Unity one day. But for now, I guess, that's it. Hopefully, you guys can grow with me and, show me some love. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Join my Patreon. Our Patreon. And do that monthly subscription. So until then, I guess that's it. And we'll see what happens. All right. Thank you.